Bob Nation.
Let's go.
You got to know I'm full. I've eaten too much food.
Now, how did that happen?
You know, a special friend is with us today. My man, Chef Carl Solomon, who, under the leadership of Coach Prime, puts together this Thanksgiving dinner that we just completed. And I've never been more happy or stuffed in my life.
It's the DNVR pregame show, Colorado versus Oklahoma State, presented by our friends over at Game Time and Coors Light. Download the Game Time app, sign up with the promo code BUFFS, get $20 off your first purchase, and get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart. What's up, Chef?
What's up, guys? How we doing? Feeling full, Neely?
I am.
Did you try to kill our friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, he didn't put a gun to my head. Like he just pointed and I went and got it.
I don't even think I pointed.
No, you're right. You just opened the door. Chef Carl Solomon, executive chef, athletics here, does a wonderful job 24/7, 365. But on days like this, he and his staff go above and beyond the duty. You know, Coach Prime is all about family here. So the players whose families are in town for Thanksgiving weekend, we have a game on Friday. We had our, I guess it's annual Thanksgiving dinner. Chef, you did the damn thing, brother.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And first and foremost, I got to give so much credit to my crew. There's a lot of us back there doing all that prep. We got started last week. I couldn't have done it without them. So thank you guys. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And all the kudos to my staff.
All right, take us through what you guys had, how much you cooked, all of it.
Oh, my gosh. So we had 22 menu items. I counted them up last night. I'll just run through it. So we had fried chicken. We had roasted stuffed brine turkeys. We had oxtails. We had king crab legs, snow crab legs, lobster tails.
Oh, my gosh.
We had baked mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, croissants, biscuit, honey butter rolls, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, cornbread dressing, sweet chili fried Brussels sprouts, candied yams, collard greens. Am I forgetting anything, Neely?
Yeah, a lot, because you know nowhere near 22
That
yet.
wasn't 22.
That was at least like 15.
He was close.
Yeah, sorry. I've been here since 3:30 this morning, so I'm fading. But, it was awesome. It went really well. I think we had a few more guests than we even anticipated, and there's hardly any leftovers. So that's tricky on a service like this. You don't really know exactly how many people are coming. You don't know how their preferences are going to play out once they start eating. So we were really glad. We nailed it. We ran out of a couple things toward the end. I think mac and cheese, oxtails, and cornbread dressing were the things that got a little tight.
That's all I need right there. Those three things.
Sorry to anybody that missed that.
The mac and cheese was so damn good, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Wait, so I'm on mac and cheese duty tomorrow and stuffing duty for my family. What's the trick to making the mac and cheese extra creamy?
So this thing, kind of my mantra, for myself and for my staff, is that Thanksgiving is so tricky, right? Like, you do your mac and cheese this one way, and then your mom did it this way, and grandma did it this way, and that's touchy, right? So the approach, the mantra was that we're going to do it everybody's way. The cranberry sauce, forgot to mention that, but that's a good example. Some people like the jellied, right out of the can sliced, and some people like fresh cranberries. So that was the approach, is kind of do it everybody's way. But baked mac and cheese, ton of cheese, ton of butter, a nice egg, cream mixture.
All right.
That's how we did it.
All
right, we'll be waiting tomorrow, bro.
Yes.
Chef,
I'm coming through. Don't you worry.
I need you to walk the crew here and, of course, our audience watching as they prepare for their Thanksgiving tomorrow. Talk about the amounts, like the weight, the pounds.
Yeah.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, 24, 22-pound turkeys.
Yeah, nice, Neely. That's exactly what it was. We dry brined all those 2 days ago, filled cavities with oranges and garlic and onions and herbs. And, those were awesome. But quantities, we did 200 pounds of collard greens. So that was probably one of the more laborious prep tasks, just cleaning 200 pounds of collards, and then seeing it shrink down so drastically. Yeah. We had 60 pounds of pasta that turned into our baked mac. Couldn't even tell you how much butter and cheese went into that. 20, 30 pounds. We had 140 pounds of fried chicken. We had 80 pounds of oxtails. Shrimp. We did about 60 pounds of shrimp cocktail. Forgot to mention that one too. Thank you, Neely. Quantities were crazy for desserts. I think we had 30 to 40 varieties of pies and cakes and cookies. Shout out to Larry at Boulder Breadworks. He supplied some of that. Shout out to Sugarees in Mississippi. We ordered some stuff straight from there. They sent them in, and that was wonderful. So, yeah, I think we had just about everything under the sun today.
Yeah.
So I got to hear it from the chef. Out of all those things you made, what's the best main dish? What's the best side?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Or like the consensus?
In your opinion.
Well, I'd like to hear both, actually.
Yeah, okay. My opinion, I'm pretty bummed that I don't have any oxtails to take home. That's like a recipe we've been playing with. That's something that's very familiar to certain people, and they're used to it, a certain way. And, it's not about how I want to make it. It's about, like, how the people want to eat it. So I feel really proud about how we served that today, and I'm bummed that there's none left for me to take home. So
There's some left in the building.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to sniff it out and find it.
It's on the fourth floor.
I was pretty happy. We got some king crab legs that came in today, and I love seafood, so that was a big one for me. I thought the baked mac turned out awesome.
Yeah.
We did cornbread from scratch. It's one of my favorites. I think the consensus was baked mac and probably also oxtails. The turkey, surprisingly, although we nailed it and they were awesome, that was the protein that we had the most left over. I think everybody was kind of excited to see the more untraditional stuff. So,
I think you're right. I think had the turkey not been next to the oxtails, like in presentation, the turkey would have been gobbled up, no pun intended. But when you're standing there and it's the first two things, you're like, oxtails.
Yeah.
And then you look up like, damn, there's no more room on the plate.
Yep.
And then you make it to the end. Let me tell you about this guy, and speaking of oxtails, and his desire to get it right for the customer, which is the student athletes. You got people, from all over the country, a lot primarily from the South, and oxtails are a big thing there. And so Chef wanting to remind people at home, he started doing oxtails. And the guy's like, it's not quite there yet. I was myself, Coach Prime,
Cheney.
We
was weighing in on
we were
those.
having breakfast this morning, and I thought the grits this morning were phenomenal, like the best grits we've had in 2 years. And I told you
Thank
that.
you.
And then you said, well, you got to try the oxtails because I've been working on a new recipe. And he brought one out, and it just melted off the bone. I was like, Chef, you nailed it.
You did it.
Like,
Thank you
you
so
effing
much.
nailed it.
What was the secret?
So the big secret is that, they obviously got to cook for a long time, but you want them tender enough where they're falling off the bone, but you don't want a bunch of pieces of bone like floating in the stew, So what we had been doing, you season them up, you sear them real hard, you create that crust, and then you braise them. Well, we were braising them in a tilt skillet where it has a really aggressive boil to it, and I think that aggression just kind of helps that meat, fall off, and that's not what we want. But we want it that tender, so we braised them in the oven this time. Just not quite as aggressive, and it worked out great.
Did it pass Cheney's test?
It did.
You in there then?
He used some really complimentary words to indicate how happy he was with it. So
Because he's an oxtail expert, man.
He is. So love you, Cheney. Thank you for all the feedback, and I'm glad you liked it today.
I got two last questions for you. I don't know about these guys, but first of all, without going too much into the way it used to be, just how much has Coach Prime being here empowered you to be the best chef that you could be?
Yeah, that's a perfect way to say it, man. I'm from Dallas. I've been a Prime fan my whole life. Funny little story. Me and my buddies back home when we were kids, we used to trade stuff all the time. And one guy had a signed Deion Sanders Wheaties box, and that was like the prized possession that would get traded amongst everybody. And they've hit me up many times, like, "Yeah, I still got that box," But no, of course, Prime's energy, his work ethic, his passion, everything about that man is incredible, and it definitely inspires you to do your best work. I was probably looking to make my next move before he got here, and definitely wanted to stay and see what he would bring, and I'm so glad I did. Yeah. He's amazing. We've cultivated a great bond, and he's incredible.
And I feel like it was also non-negotiable for him that there was the proper investment made into the nutrition.
Yeah. I mean, so thankful to him and Rick and CU. We got a nice budget to cook really nice food, right? We're working with great ingredients. I got some really skilled cooks, and that's the formula. If one of those two things isn't on par, it's hard to put out good food. So we get to work with great ingredients, and I got a great crew.
Last one I have is there's a lot of people watching this show, a lot of people who are going to have to make their turkey tomorrow. So what's the key to making a good turkey?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, my dad just hit me up yesterday. Some colleague was looking for some tips. I mean, there's so many variables, right? Like your cooking skill, your oven at home, the size of the turkey you get, how much stuff you're putting in that oven. But I really like the dry brine approach. I think a lot of people overthink it. You got to fry it, and that's a little dicey at home when you're not used to dealing with that. Everybody's scared of drying it out. They're basting it and doing all this, opening the oven door a million times. Leave it alone. Put a nice dry brine on it. Stuff that cavity with some aromatics, some herbs. Put a temp in it. Put a thermometer in it. That's what we do. We have some combi ovens. We stick a thermometer right in that crease between the leg and the breast. And you get a nice read on that, and that's when you know it's done. You don't need to open the door a million times. You don't need to baste it. You don't need to fry it. Frying's great, but you don't overthink it.
There you go. I want to tell the audience out there one last thing about the Herculean effort you had to do today. It has to be stated that we're dealing with two kitchens a mile apart. Like where we are now in the team meeting room, we typically eat right behind us, and the kitchen's right behind us.
Yeah.
Up in the suites, Byron White Center, that's where they do like the game day cooking. So he's cooking here and pushing stuff in carts and going back and forth and forgetting your ID. Now you locked out the elevator. Like there's a lot of moving parts going between these two kitchens. Talk about just the logistics of pulling that off.
Yeah, logistically it's a little trickier than just doing a normal meal. On top of that, something that's very different from our normal thing, we talk about like turns in a restaurant, right? And that means like you fill the dining room, they eat, they leave, you clean, you seat them again, and you keep going, and that's a turn. So typically on a lunch service or any service, we have multiple turns. We cook everything live, and we watch that flow, and that's how we know like when to cook and when to hold. This was pretty much everybody all at once. On top of the fact that Neely said it is a mile away, an elevator and a stair set and multiple doors. So, we did a lot of prep over here, and then we did a lot of live firing over there. And then even there, the kitchen was on one floor, and then we had to drop it down to another floor to plate everything and serve it. So, I just kind of had roadmaps every day of every step. Everybody's delegated out tasks, and, I like to think of myself as like the conductor, I'm putting everybody in the right spot to make the right move and kind of overseeing all of it as it's happening. And I got my couple things that I'm working on too. But, it was like a giant puzzle putting this thing together the last few days.
You're even looking like Coach Prime down there. We just need the Aflac headset on, because you're the head coach of that cafeteria back there, getting everything in the right place.
Yes,
Chef, appreciate you coming on. And again, on behalf of
Yeah.
Coach Prime, the football program, I know he's thanked you 1,000 times today, but let me do another thanks in front of the world. What you and your crew did today for the football team. I know the players. BJ Green was sitting at the table with his entire family. They got to have Thanksgiving together.
I love it.
Because of you and your efforts. So we can't thank you enough for what you did. The food was great. The service tremendous, man. We love you and appreciate you. Chef Carl Solomon is the MVP of Colorado football.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
and
guys.
congratulations on
Appreciate y'all.
being on the other side of that meal.
Thank you guys so much.
My man, Chef Carl Solomon.
Thank y'all.
Enjoy some rest.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Are you have to cook at home tomorrow? What are you doing?
I was planning on bringing some leftovers on. There's nothing. Yeah, I think I'm cooking tomorrow.
Oh, that's brutal, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. We could leave.
If only someone has some leftover oxtails to give them.
Hey, shout out to all the food service workers out there grinding this today and tomorrow and this whole week. It's a grind. And, shout out to CU Football and admin and all the players, families. Tyler Brown showing a ton of love with his whole family.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't
They're
even
the
say
best.
that, the connection that we get to have with the team and all these guys and the character of all their, person, like, is amazing.
Yeah.
So we're so thankful.
Over 400 people fed today by Chef Carl Solomon.
Sheesh.
Hey, thank y'all
Monster
so much.
numbers.
All right, bro.
Those are Travis
y'all.
Hunter
Thank
type
you.
numbers, bro.
Give me the Heisman.
There you go, Chef Solomon.
Thank you, Chef.
Thanks, Chef.
Last year, Chef Carl Solomon, and you can see he's Mr. Olympia. Look at that body. We were charged with lifting the ice block up, and it almost ended poorly.
Oh, God.
So today when I went over to start filming stuff, the CU football field logo ice sculpture was already up, and I was like, because
You didn't have to do it.
Oh, man, I want the pressure, dog.
Yeah.
Like his ice is already slipping, and
Right.
it weighs like 300
It's melting
pounds.
in your head as you're losing your grip. That was
somebody
awesome.
already put it up.
That was awesome. I love that the way that if you are around Colorado football, you become a character in the universe.
I like that.
No one, and I don't mean this as any sort of disrespect, no one knew who the chef was before Coach
Yeah.
Prime got here.
Yeah.
But when you come here, you become part of this this movement. You become part of this family. You become part of this universe. Yeah. And it's really, really cool. Like, I didn't see the comments, but I'm sure everyone, Chef Saul, Chef Carl, they're like fired up. It's just cool to see that people know every person who's in the story.
And you're spot on that. I never looked at it that way, but Coach Prime has said constantly, his first time in this room speaking to the team and then the staff here, was if you touch this program and touch these players, you matter. And you're going to be vetted. You're going to be measured. You're going to be held accountable. Some people embrace that. Some people don't. That's including the four of us sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, we touch the program. We touch the players. And you better believe we wouldn't be sitting here if he didn't want us sitting here.
Right. If he didn't think we did a good job.
Yeah, because he's one of those guys, man. He's by no means a micromanager at all. But he has a standard, and he evaluates that standard.
Yep. And
when you match it or exceed it, you move up. It's just that simple.
Amen. Last thing I'll say about it is I think there was like some strategy, and I appreciate the fact that they did the meal today.
Yeah.
Because, you play on Friday, and the last thing you need is a massive meal Thursday night before you play a 10 a.m. game.
I think the audience knows I don't play football here.
Yes.
All I do is a 90-second halftime interview. There's no way I could do it right now.
Well, exactly.
So I couldn't imagine playing.
Think about
what we just say.
I was thinking about the way that I felt at 10 a.m. after the meal we had at Jackson.
Yes.
Like, I was still completely stuffed at 10 a.m. the next day.
Yes.
So Coach Prime moved. He moved the meal up. Last year was on Thanksgiving because we were playing on Saturday. This year we're playing Friday. He put the meal today.
Yeah, and like maybe people would think that you could just say like, "Hey guys, we got a game tomorrow. Don't eat too much." That's not going to work on offensive and defensive linemen.
Not at all.
It's just not going to happen.
Not at all. Or for Warren Sapp, his plate was like a pyramid.
The Prime effect is beyond football.
Yep,
way beyond football.
It is, and like I said, I mean, Coach Prime came in here and just he had a lot of non-negotiables, and one of them was we're going to make sure that these kids are eating well.
Yeah.
And, he's talked about it before. Like, when you are asking a mom to send your son to play for you, she wants to know where is he sleeping and what's he eating.
Those two things. A lot of people, don't get me wrong, facilities matter as you're competing and guys are going on multiple visits, but nothing tops sleeping, like your housing situation and your food.
Yep.
Those are the number one concerns.
Let's take our first break, and then we will get into the rest of the show. Picks, sleeper or prime players, and then RK wanted to do a little game.
Yes.
That we'll get into. And then, of course, we'll talk Oklahoma State. But shout out to the homies over at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. If you're coming to the game on Friday morning, make sure you hit them up. But not just Friday morning. If you have an NFL game you want to go to, basketball, hockey, concerts, events, whatever's going on in your city, download the Game Time app. Use the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS. And you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
Game Time. I'm laughing at the Funky Dope producer sneaking the snacks again.
All that food talk got her. Also, shout out to Sleeper. If you think you have what it takes and ball, download the Sleeper app and use the code BUFFS right now, and they will match $100, up to $100 on your first deposit. Get over there, get in on some sleeper picks. It's actually really, really fun to try and put your combos together and see if you can hit it. You can put 5, 10, 20, whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you use that code BUFFS, you can put in 100, and you'll instantly start with 200 in your account, and have some bullets to throw. So check them out over at Sleeper and use that code BUFFS.
Loving the corduroy too, bro.
Thanks, bro.
The chat's loving it too, bro.
Yeah, the chat's going crazy.
The chat's loving it.
Actually, or
you want to hear what Wayne has to say about it? Wayne says, RK with the, if you don't get your herd out my goddamn pastures, I'm going to kick your ass jacket.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
You look like you would fight over water rights.
Wow. What's the show?
Get your sheep
Viking.
off
The
my
show
land.
that Coach Prime said he loved when he started wearing the cowboy hat.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
Hey, no, TZ had the better one. I'm not gonna lie. He said arcade jacket look like what you clean your vehicle with.
That is absolutely insane, bro. Come on,
because this is nice. I'm
rock
like
with it too,
liking
bro.
it. I'm jealous.
I appreciate
I
it.
rock
Corduroy's
with it.
kind of my fabric. I don't know why. I just
No, you're owning it, man. I love the jacket. I love it.
Thank you.
You fresh, my boy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, speaking of looking fresh, Shout out to Big Cat and PFT from
shout
Pardon
out to
My
them,
Take.
yeah.
I had a crazy idea and I didn't. I wasn't even that confident. Like because I'm usually like 100% confident in my ideas, even when they're dumb. But I wasn't even that confident in this one. I'm like, we should send those guys some Heisman shirts because they've been fighting the good fight out there for Trav.
Yeah, damn right.
So we sent it. We put a little note in there from DNVR Buffs, and they rocked them on the show today, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, crazy.
Nice.
All right, let's get into Oklahoma State.
Before we do that, I want to notice something, take note of something. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. This is the first show where none of us have on glasses, shades.
That is crazy.
I got blinded by the whiteout earlier today. I don't
Oh
need
my
shades.
God, bro! This guy, man.
Man, milk that blizzard.
No one
Jake.
can cry
Give the
about
blizzard
Driving
to
the blizzard, y'all.
That is not a blizzard. I can't wait till we have a real blizzard.
I can. I don't wish that on us.
I told Jake he's calling 40-mile-per-hour winds a tornado.
What about on the way to the bus and he was complaining about the snow? A couple trips back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's so
He called that a
driving.
blizzard.
I was gonna say, he called that one a blizzard
Driving in
too.
a blizzard, bro.
That was like a snow globe, like just soft falling, slow, big flakes.
Today was a little treacherous though. This morning it was I wouldn't say blizzard, but it was hazardous. Shout out to Jake.
I make
Made it to the
1
press
point
conference.
relevant to my life and just get cooked. That's crazy.
What are you
Let's talk about Oklahoma
Let's
State.
do it.
The Buffs a little banged up, of course. Coach Prime kind of gave an update. He actually tweeted out an injury update last night saying Preston Hodge will not be available. So it'll be Carter and Colton Hood. Looking forward to this game, though. This is a team that hasn't won a single game in conference all season. They've Unk's got some stats, though. They've allowed a lot of points. They've put up points. They put up yards. They allow yards. They just haven't been able to get a dub, though.
No, they haven't. You want those now?
Yeah.
All right. You folks in the chat, y'all tell us what these numbers are. We'll give you a second to guess. 42, 38, 38, 38, 42, 38, 56. What are those numbers?
I think
Scotty
I know.
knows.
I think
What you got?
I'm going to guess that is the points allowed by Oklahoma State's defense.
These are indeed the scores that OSU has given up in their past 7 conference games.
Sheesh.
The low being 38, the high being 56.
38 is kind of a magic number for them.
It is. Yes, it is. All right, let's go through some others. 249, 300, 389, 255, 343, 225, 175, and 139.
Is that the rushing yards?
That's the rushing yards that they've given up.
Holy.
If we don't run the ball more than 8 times Friday, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
We're looking at the yards they've given up. All right, final one.
They gave up over 300 yards rushing 3 times in the last
more than
7
once.
games.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And you see how
West
we felt
Virginia-
after one.
West Virginia ran all over them.
All right, so last one. 48, 126, 36, 269, 74, 84, 135, and 155.
The 269 is really throwing me off.
These are the rushing yards gained by OSU in their games. So we all know if we didn't learn nothing else in Kansas City other than the barbecue feast, we learned that we got to stop the run.
Yep.
Their rushing yards are yards that we can stop. Like you're looking at 1, 2, 3. 3 times they didn't get over 75. 4 times they didn't get over 100. And they've never had over 155.
Except for the 269.
269, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that it feels like the same conversation every week in this conference.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But it's stop the run, win by a lot.
Yeah.
Not just win, it's stop the run, win by a lot. And Colorado has done it a lot. And when they've done it, they have won by a lot.
And they being OSU, have proven that they give up a lot of points.
Yep. And there's been 2 times in this conference when Colorado has gotten run on a lot.
Yeah.
And they lost both of those games.
This guy knows ball. And more importantly, knowing ball, he knows Colorado ball.
That's all
Very
I know.
much so. Yeah, Ollie Gordon is going to be the key, right? Like you said, like mini games, focusing on stopping the opponent's really talented running back, and a very potent rushing attack at times. And Ollie Gordon, obviously, This man won the Doak last year as the best running back in college football. He's really like that. This is a future pro. And also, too, he's just 90 yards away from 3,000 career rushing yards, which I think would make him only the 10th or 11th guy in program history to do that. I think that's going to be something that coaching staff wants to make sure that he gets accomplished tomorrow to reach at least 90 yards. Wow. So that'll be –
and he doesn't have a bowl game, or they don't have anything else.
Nope. So
this is it.
This is it. So they're going to try to make sure that he gets that mark for sure. So
and we faced a team that tried and got their guy a record.
Right.
But by that point, they were so out of the game, and that's the same thing that happened here. God bless you, get your 91, but if he doesn't get 200, they can't win.
They're going to run it until they get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, they have
absolutely.
to.
Exactly.
They have to. Their passing attack or their quarterbacks they've been looking for answers.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if he's averaging 3 yards a carry, they will give it to him 30 times.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's why third down, once again, will be very pivotal. Because, again, if you're going to allow Oklahoma State to get into third and manageable, third and short, like you said, they will turn around and hand the ball off to Ollie Gordon again on third and short. And, again, if they have an early feel that they're going to be able to run the ball all day, that's going to, be trouble for the Buffs defense. So
but
I think
you bring up an interesting point, Scotty. Let me get your feedback on this.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 4, and they run it. Because your advantage is to keep Shedeur and Shiloh on Shedeur and Travis on the bench.
Yes.
I've got to believe you're going for 4th and 2,
100%,
and still going to run it.
Yeah,
because you're trying to eat clock. You're trying to take a possession away. So I think we got to be prepared to not jump off sides on 4th and 2 and give them a first down, because as long as they have the ball and the clock is ticking, advantage them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also too, I mean, another reason why it's going to be a heavy dose of Ollie Gordon. You kind of alluded to it, Jake. Alan Bowman is struggling, to say the least, this season.
Talk about it, Jake. Let's hear it.
9 straight games with an interception. Alan Bowman has thrown an interception in 9 straight games. 3 of those were 2 interception games. So he's going to – if he gets into a situation where he feels like he has to make a play, there's going to be opportunities for Colorado defensive backs, defenders to make a play on the ball as well.
I know we're going to get there later, but hearing that, I'm guessing you guys picked a DB for prime player. You don't have to answer that now.
I did not.
I didn't either, but I'm just sensing. I didn't know that stat. I probably would have known that.
He's also not very accurate, only 60% completion this season, but they do have 3 really good receivers, honestly. Stribling, I believe, is their best one. He's got back-to-back 100-yard games, went for 157 against K-State earlier this year. Presley is also he's one of 5 players in program history with 5,000 career all-purpose yards. So he's been doing it for the last few years. And Rashad Owens was another good player. He had his best game of the season last week, 124 yards through the air. So this offense has some weapons, obviously at running back, on the perimeter as well. But, again, it's going to come down to third down and making sure Ollie Gordon doesn't completely get off.
Yep.
I would have to think that prior to our debacle last week, that if Oklahoma State was looking ahead, they were looking ahead saying, we can't run on CU. But then seeing what we allowed in Kansas City, they have got to be sitting back now going,
It's their only shot.
Yeah.
The big difference there, and this is what I was going to get to, is that Colorado had to honor a 2-way run game from Kansas.
True.
Because at any point, Jalen Daniels was a threat to pull the ball and make big plays down the field. Alan Bowman is probably, of any quarterback in the Big 12, the least threat to do that.
Yeah.
So that makes things a lot easier for Colorado. They can crash down on Ollie Gordon, especially on inside zone handoffs out of the shotgun. And I think that has been a big difference too, because I mentioned this, I think, last week on the postgame, but the other time they really struggled defending the run was against Avery Johnson, who is up there with Jalen Daniels as the best running quarterbacks in this league. So Bowman, he hasn't been sacked a lot, but I think it's because he just gets it out, and sometimes it ends up in the other team's hands. And so you can pressure him into making some bad decisions, but thankfully you don't have to worry about him in the run game.
And conversely, if I'm sitting in this room, and if I'm worried about or thinking about the yards I gave up last week and I can't do that this week, one of the things I think you have in the back of your mind is I was there to make the play. We made contact in the backfield. We made contact at the line of scrimmage. It was the yards after contact, the inability to bring down the ball carrier. We were in the right spots. We were in the right alignment, the right assignment, the right technique. We just didn't finish the tackle. To me, that gives me more confidence than somebody running for 300 yards on me right up the middle untouched. Because I know I don't have a scheme problem. I got a let's wrap up and get the damn guy on the ground problem.
Yep.
You guys crushed it. Good job.
We take everything you wanted to say.
Exactly, yes.
I called your name, Jake. I said, Jake, tell me about it. And Scotty became Jake.
I know. It's all good. This team allows a lot of points. I just hope this team is fully moved on from that loss and ready to lock in because they have an opportunity to put up season high in points.
Yeah.
If they're firing on all cylinders.
They should. Go out and put a 50 burger up there.
We need it.
As you mentioned, 38-plus points allowed in 7 straight games.
Yeah.
That's damn near 2 months of games worth of allowing opponents to damn near get a 40 ball on you.
I loved Coach Gundy's comments this week when they asked him what he's doing. He said, look, I'm enjoying getting up in the morning trying to figure out how I'm going to beat Colorado. Like, I got to put some thought into this because, like we've been saying, everything that they are, we aren't.
Yeah.
And so we got to do something differently if we're going to beat these guys. And the process that they have to go through to do it, to see your opponent's head coach acknowledge that kind of thing like this.
Yeah.
I'm up at night. This is keep me up at night and get me up early in the morning.
And speaking of Gundy, one thing he mentioned this week in terms of keys to, pulling off the upset of Colorado is that he says that his team has to average at least 4.5 yards a carry on Friday. That's obviously a tall task.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're typically going to win games. Colorado has allowed opponents to average at least 4.5 yards per carry in 2 games this season. Obviously, one of them was last week. Mm-hmm. The other game was the Cincinnati game, which they were able to win. So it's not necessarily a death knell if you allow that, but you definitely don't want to do it for 2 weeks in a row. That's for sure.
This is one game, and I'm pretty sure Coach Prime is pretty locked in on wanting to take the ball in the second half. Mm-hmm. But this is one game where I wouldn't mind taking the ball first. Go up against, their weakness, which is their defense, and put 7 on the board and make them think about it before they can go out there, because I thought Kansas kind of went out there and gained a lot of momentum on that first drive of the game, feeling like, okay, we're going to be able to do what we want today. And I would love, maybe, I don't know if we would do it or if the cookie just crumbles to where Oklahoma State wants the ball first, but I wouldn't mind taking it first.
Well, let me tell you this, 2 things that you just said. You teed up a stat that I got for you that proves your point about taking the ball first. And Mate is the one who calls heads or tails, and his nickname is Cookie. And you just said the way the cookie crumbles. You put that together, I think we're going to get the ball first.
All right.
So, we have had these notorious slow starts, and as I've said to everybody out there listening, this ain't week 2 or 3. When you get to weeks 9, 10, 11, 12, this is just who you are.
Yeah.
Face it, deal with it. We have been behind in 7 of 11 games in the first quarter of the season. In 3 of the other 4 games, we scored the first touchdown, but the opponent then tied the game on the very next possession. If we don't do nothing else, our last game at Folsom Field for this year, let's win the damn first quarter and take the life from them.
Yeah.
Because what's been giving everybody this hope and making us have to work harder than we should is what they do or what we don't do in the first quarter. So what you said about getting the ball, going down, scoring, that would change everything.
Yep.
They got it because – last week this is kind of what happened. There was a Kansas team who had their backs against the wall. They were fighting for bowl eligibility, and this team is just coming in here to literally just make it a bad day for Colorado.
Yeah.
Give them a loss.
Yeah.
Bad taste in your mouth going into the bowl game for them, really. So
but
you can't let them get any type of momentum, think that they're in this game with you early. So I agree.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State will lay down. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, this is the end of the line for them. Of course, when kickoff happens and when they're coming out of the locker room, it's our last game together. You're fired up. You're riled up. You get punched in the mouth 2-3 times after that. You're like,
let's go back to Stillwater.
Let's get this shit over with, bro. Let's go and
Think
party.
about us last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
when there are times in your life where the taste of your own blood excites you. You're like, okay, we're in a fight. Let's go, damn it. And there are other times you're like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And we can make this be a I don't want to be here moment for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Those guys are going to party harder on Saturday night when they get back to Stillwater than they have all season. Because it's over.
Yeah, it's a
over.
wrap.
They got nothing else to worry about.
Take our next break, and then we'll get to prime players.
Excuse me.
Shout out to our friends at Empire Today. If you need a new floor, your home or business, hit them up. They do a wonderful job. Spick and span, but also durable. Because, my gosh, we put that floor to the test in Studio A. They helped us out. and got us a brand new floor in there. And man, we needed it back then, but it looks brand new still, basically.
It does.
And like I said, we put that thing to the test. So schedule a free in-home estimate today, and all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when you use the promo code DNVR. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/DNVR for details.
Also, shout out to Elevations Credit Union, home of the sexiest credit card in world history. Say Go Buffs with the Go Buffs Visa Signature Reward Card, the only official credit card of CU Athletics, and it's only available at Elevations Credit Union. The best part about it is probably its looks, but the second best part about it is the fact that every time you swipe, you're going to benefit CU Athletics. And if you're watching this show, that's something we can all get on board with. So visit buffscreditcard.com to apply and see full card benefits and details. Shout out to our friends over at Elevations Credit Union and the Go Buffs Visa Signature Rewards Card.
Love it.
Prime players. Let's go.
Ooh.
Our picks for offensive, defensive, and sleeper of the game tomorrow.
I'm way down here in the end, so I go first with offense.
Okay.
You know, at some damn point, this has got to be right.
I'm with you.
At some damn point, this has got to be right.
He's on my
and
list.
this is the final home game at Folsom Field.
Come on. It's time.
And we're facing a defense that has allowed a lot of rushing yards. Come on, Michael Welch.
Yep.
Come on, Michael. Just one time. One time, Funk.
Yep.
One time.
I want to see like a old school Javonte Williams style run out of him where he just barrels through like half the defense. A guy's like holding onto his shirt behind him or something. Just give me some yards after contact from Michael Welch. I think that'll be a big difference for this team, and I'm just excited to watch him run again, man.
I am too. I got good news for you guys.
Okay.
This is how my brain works.
I love good news. Give it to me.
Chef Solomon, when he was in here, what was the poundage on the turkeys? 24, 22 pound turkeys.
Yep.
Those are the numbers of two legendary Colorado Buffs running backs. That is.
I love that magic.
Yes.
This guy's cooking.
Byron Rizzer White, number 24.
Statue is upstairs.
He's not just a running back, but running back was one of his main duties. And Chris Brown, my favorite Buff of all time, was number 22. So you combine those two things, it's a big running back week. I can feel it.
You going Welch as well?
And I went Michael Welch as my sleeper.
Okay. All right. Well, he's on there somewhere.
Yep.
So we all want the same thing. Scotty, deep pockets, what you got down there?
I love the Michael Welch pick. Coach Flea said today that him and Dallin Hayden will be the 1-2 punch at running back on Friday versus Oklahoma State, with Isaiah Augustus still kind of dealing with that hip injury. So I'm with you guys. I like Michael Welch to have a big game, but that's not who I picked for my offensive prime player of the week. That honor is with Draylon Miller, who I wrote a story about today. Go check that out on thednvr.com. But I'm expecting another big game out of the young, true freshman. He scored a touchdown in 2 straight games. He got a touchdown in 3 of the last 5 games. The trust is just building between him and Shador. I mean, each of the last 2 touchdowns the last 2 weeks were kind of like the same kind of seam route up the field. Draylon makes 2 amazing plays on the football on both of them. And again, just his ability to be a Swiss Army knife, play running back, play receiver, get the ball in different ways. I think he pops into the end zone again on Friday.
He's kind of been a revelation filling in for Jimmy Horn. And do we know about Jimmy?
If today was tomorrow, he's not playing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. The thing about that position, and stay with me here, no one plays man coverage against Colorado. So everyone is playing zones. You can be too fast for zone coverage. And what I mean there is if you start zooming through those zones too quickly, there's not as much window. And I wonder if just, especially in that seam, if it's easier for Shador to see it and feel it when it's Draylon, who's obviously not as fast as Jimmy, and it's
There's some
opening
logic
up.
there.
And I love what Draylon said after his first touchdown a couple weeks ago. Or I guess it wasn't his first touchdown, but the touchdown he had 2 weeks ago. And he said, I just did exactly what Shador told me to do. And there was the ball in my hands, and I was running for a touchdown. Like, that's growth from a freshman. Just listen to Shador, and, you're going to be paid nicely for it.
For sure. And I asked Will Shepard about Draylon yesterday, too, just about his development. And Will said that the game's just slowing down for Draylon. And, when that happens, you're allowed to play faster, play without thinking. And I think we're seeing the remnants of that here recently with Draylon.
To your point about up the seam, too, I think the body type might be something to do with that. Because, Draylon can go up there and he can hang with the contact and cross in the middle and all that.
He's a big boy.
He is.
Defense.
You.
I'll go first. You and I matched on. I went block bully.
I did too. Speak on our behalf, please.
So, who was talking about this earlier this week about stopping bigger running backs? Was it you, Scott? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
The idea with these guys and Ollie Gordon is a large running back who can move. You got to get them before they get going.
Yeah.
You know, the Broncos have historically had a ton of success stopping Derrick Henry. It's because they're getting him at the line of scrimmage and not allowing him to get a head full of steam. Ollie Gordon, not quite Derrick Henry, but I think that for this team to have success against the run this week, it's going to be done by the interior of this defensive line, making sure that he doesn't get a head of steam going into the second level. And I think block bully is the man in the middle to make those plays.
You know, I'm not going to have much to add to that because I didn't give it the physics 401 that you gave it. I based mine just on damn necessity. We got to stop the run. Yeah. And if I got to stop the run with somebody who better than block bully, because I tell them every time, I know block bully the noun, I need block bully the verb. Let's go out there and bully the ass.
I like that.
Similar line of thinking. That's why I picked Nikhai Hill-Green.
All right.
He's got to get downhill. He's got to make contact with Ollie Gordon at or behind the line of scrimmage. He's been the leading tackler in a lot of games when Colorado has actually really managed to run well. So if he goes out there and leads the team in tackles again, that means that Colorado did their job overall defending Ollie Gordon in the run.
I like it.
They probably have a big day.
I honestly can't believe I like that pick. I like Gillo's picks. What were you about to say?
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about your pick, and I completely forgot about this, and it's a great pick.
I know. I can't believe none of y'all picked this young man. But
I know where you're going now.
I'm going with DJ McKinney, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy, playing against his former squad on Friday.
Yep.
I like that a ton. I think, again, he's been very active both in the run game. He got his first career pick a few weeks ago. It wouldn't surprise me if he added another one against his former team on Friday. I like DJ McKinney to pop off again, whether it's Alan Bowman under center for Oklahoma State or their freshman quarterback, whose first name I cannot pronounce, but his last name is Smith, who played against Texas Tech last week. Actually played pretty well, threw for over 300 yards, 2 tugs, did throw a pick. Probably is a bit more mobile, I would assume, than Alan Bowman. So again, whether it's Smith or Bowman under center for Oklahoma State on Friday, I think DJ McKinney makes a play on the ball. He's my pick.
I love the logic behind it. I love the emotional logic, the heartstrings attachment to it. Everybody wants to stick it to their old balls.
Exactly.
I love it.
Sleeper, who wants to go first?
I already gave mine, Michael Welch.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I picked Jimmy. And I know it's, I guess, a bit of a risky one. He might be a long shot to play. We'll see how tomorrow goes, I guess. And then if he suits up on Friday before the game. But he, outside of NDSU, he hasn't really had a game. And all we've heard basically since the injury is how he was going to be a big part of the game plan. We're focusing on Jimmy. We want to get him touches today. If he's healthy enough to go, I think that continues. And how about just Jimmy finishing the season how he started? Little bookend, big games.
Love it.
So give me Jimmy Horn Jr.
I love that pick. And because I also love you, I'm going to offer the panel this. While I announce my sleeper, I think Jake should be thinking of another sleeper just in case Jimmy doesn't play. That way he can at least have one.
Okay.
My sleeper, and I'm going off emotion. I'm going off, last game at Folsom. I'm going off coming back from an injury. I'm going off of a need to stop the run. Shane Coates will be back, number 99. And I think all those factors going to have emotion high. At practice this week, you couldn't tell he hadn't been out there. He went right back into the leadership role of telling people where they're supposed to be, even the linebackers behind him. So my sleeper pick for a big game is Shane Coates.
Love it.
I love those picks. But I got a real sleeper for y'all.
Let me just say really quick.
Go ahead.
You're kind of in your bag today. I'm not going to lie.
My dog, I appreciate you.
He is cooking.
I'm going real sleeper today. I'm going with Isaiah Harge, man.
My guy.
Made a big play, 43-yard kick return last week. I thought at the moment was going to be a big momentum-changing play. It did not work out that way for the Buffs. But, this dude is just lightning in a bottle, man. I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. He had a big play offensively.
Yeah. He had like a screen or something.
Screen that he kind of took for, a chunk play. So, again, with Jimmy Horn perhaps out, we don't know who's going to be returning kicks, whether it's Colton. If it's not Colton, it would be Harge, I would assume. So, whether it's in the return game or, making a play on a reverse screen, something like that offensively, I like Isaiah Harge as my sleeper to make a nice play.
I will tell you this as Jake finishes his homework. Harge made great use of the gray jersey this week. I saw him on both sides of the ball at practice getting work.
Yeah.
Love that.
Love
Well,
that.
also, really quick, I never said my offensive player, which is Will Shepherd.
Oh.
How did we skip that?
Because you guys both said Micah,
Oh,
and then I went on the thing
yeah.
about why that was a good pick. But I forgot to mention that my guy is Will Shepherd.
Yeah.
I think that he's probably not happy with the fact that that ball hit the ground late in the game last week. And I think he takes his game up a notch this week and goes out there and makes a big play for sure and definitely a touchdown.
I've got a pick.
Let's get it.
I'm going to go with Khalil Benson then. Ooh. Coming in for Phillip Houston, who he's not playing. He's he hurt his knee pretty good. So Benson's going to come in, and I think a lot of Buffs fans have a bad taste in their mouth from the last time he was at right tackle, and he was dealing with an elbow injury. It was Nebraska. There was just a lot. The game script was against him in that game and all that. So give me a Khalil Benson bounce-back game at right tackle.
I love it.
I like that too.
I love it.
Let's go.
guys
I think
don't
that he
fall.
has a chance to maul some people if they get creative in the run game.
For sure.
Yeah. Somebody's getting a pancake and he's going to lay on him. And might even pump twice before he gets up.
Oh, okay, all right.
Just tell you what I've seen.
Let's take our final break, and then we'll have some fun.
I thought that was fun.
That was fun for me.
Jake hasn't been having fun yet.
Shout out to the homies over at Live Well. You guys living well?
Always.
Scotty?
Absolutely, man.
Unc?
After that meal, I don't know.
Yeah, you were living well while you were eating it.
It's questionable. Right now, I just feel very unsexy.
Let me get your oxtails then, because I know you're not even going.
No, let's
he ain't giving that up,
breakfast
bro.
tomorrow.
He ain't giving that up.
That's crazy.
You really thought this man was about to give up some food,
Hey,
bro,
man, I don't
for
know.
free?
He might have been in
Breakfast
the
tomorrow.
thankful mood. No, it is Thanksgiving one. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Strange shit can happen.
Worth a try.
I do need to ride to Westminster. So did you
More,
drive?
more thankful, less giving.
I can give you a ride to Men's Mister.
You
My
might,
boy's
get some, you might
Toyota.
get some oxtails out of it.
Say less.
Well,
I'm
Unc,
the only one who has a car. Well,
That's what I said about boy's Toyota.
Unc, if you're still not doing well, you might need to hit up our friends at Live Well. They strive to make cannabis accessible to all because they believe everyone deserves to live well. They got 25 locations across Colorado, so they're everywhere. And you can also get a price match guarantee, ensuring you the best value by matching local competitors' prices on eligible products. Put in an order today for in-store pickup. It's super quick. And mention code DMVR25 when you're in-store. You'll receive 25% off.
Wow.
One regular priced item. Restrictions apply, Unc.
That's a fourth.
That is.
Depending on what you get, yeah. How much?
Let me just say, if you're trying to live well tomorrow before Thanksgiving dinner, just make sure you save some for my dad.
Okay. I love that.
Same.
All right.
Let's go, Scotty.
Shout out Circle K, the best. So tomorrow is going to be our last day on the bus.
Sad day.
Very sad day, but we're sending it off by one final ride from here back to the bar. Mm-hmm. Maybe we make one final stop at Circle K while we're at it.
Hell yeah.
One last raid.
One last clean out.
Yeah,
I'm about it, bro. Let's go.
For good measure. We love Circle K. Honestly, the people that worked at that Colorado Springs Circle K could have hated us, but they actually loved us.
Yeah.
Which was a really endearing thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the type of customer service you get at Circle K. So download that Circle K app and sign up for the Inner Circle Rewards program for exclusive offers, new offers, purchase clubs, and sweepstakes. They're all updated weekly, so scan that QR code and join the Circle K Inner Rewards program. Inner Circle Rewards program.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard by now.
Sure is.
Where have you been if you haven't heard that?
We could have done like a Thanksgiving food draft or something, but instead we're doing this.
Yes.
We are going to be doing Colorado position group comps to Thanksgiving dishes.
All right, let me start.
Okay?
Okay. I've been thinking about this all day.
All right.
Can I stop you before you start?
I don't think so.
Because I got to acknowledge, I love how you acknowledge you've been thinking about it all day, but you tell me the category like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, no,
I love it.
I like to have a
What about
little
you, Scotty?
leg
When
up
were
on
you?
people.
I found it about an hour ago, probably.
Wait, I love it. Hold on. I do this to him all the time for the show, though, when I'm
Yeah.
making the show, and I'll just like throw this stuff at him
Yeah.
because it's better to get the genuine
Yes, I
reactions.
love it.
Yes.
Let me hear your all day thought.
But I have been thinking about this specific one all day. All right. This is a thing that you need at Thanksgiving dinner and you need on your football team.
Uh-huh.
It's not the most glamorous, but it is. You have nothing without it.
Okay.
The turkey is the offensive line.
I like the analogy.
Turkey is the offensive line because it's no one's favorite part. It's no one's favorite position group unless they played it.
Right.
But if you didn't have a turkey, everyone would be like, well, you don't have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, this is just a nice meal.
Yes, exactly. And if you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a football team.
I was going the same dish, but the other side, and I was making it about this game for Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Because if we don't stop the run, we don't have a turkey.
It's true.
We're just a Thanksgiving gathering of sides.
Because that's the thing. Like, you can have amazing sides, but somebody's gonna be like, "Where the meat at? Like, where's the main thing?"
Right.
You can have all these cold receivers and position players, but ain't nobody blocking for them.
But I get it. The trenches is the main dish on this team. Like, you gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
All right, so what's next?
Did you ever think of any?
You were thinking all day, bro.
Well,
I got one. I just
take
came up
all of
on.
them.
Well, I do have one, but it's a player, not a position group.
All right. Well, let's go.
You go ahead, bro. Give me your player. I want to hear this.
Well, I was thinking, like, what's the most versatile, just best overall thing at Thanksgiving dinner?
Mac and cheese.
It's mashed potatoes.
No, it's mac and cheese.
You can have mashed potatoes with a variety of, like, meals and stuff.
That's true.
They're always elite, and they're extremely versatile. Travis Hunter's mashed potatoes.
Okay.
All right. I don't think Trav would appreciate that. But,
That's why I let Jake go first, because I know he wasn't going to take my answer. There's not a chance I was going to say that.
See, I would say all the things you said about that except for mac and cheese.
And that's why I'll go now. Mine is a combo because I like to eat both of these dishes together.
okay.
Oh.
Side by side, maybe one on top of each other, both in one bite. You know what I'm saying?
Get freaky. Let's hear it.
You feel me? And they're two sexy dishes. Like, they know they bad. They know bad isn't good.
Yeah.
They know they good.
Yeah.
But everybody still loves them. Like, they might be even a little cocky, but it's the good kind of cocky. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you earned it through hard work and just being amazing. So
You have my attention.
mac and cheese and yams.
Kind of touching each other.
Exactly. Is the quarterback in the receiver room of the Colorado Buffaloes. You need one with, I mean, it'd be cool without the other one. The receivers is cool by himself. Shador cool by himself. But together, the mac and cheese and yams, when they just touching a little bit, you get that little sweet tangy with the mac and cheese, dog. It just don't get no better than that. That's what it is.
He's excited down there. I love it.
I love it. The passion really just brought that all together. All right.
I got another one.
Since Jake opened the door for going to players and not position groups, I have nothing I love more than mac and cheese. In fact, for Thanksgiving, all I need is mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Just a plate of mac and cheese. And if I were going to make a player on this team my mac and cheese, it would be Cameron Silverman-Craig. Because this defense can eat with just him.
Yep.
Love that guy.
I love that too. Did you guys know that there's an epidemic in our country and a lot of white families are not having mac and cheese at their Thanksgiving?
I learned that recently.
This is news to me.
Yeah, I learned that recently.
It's problematic. In fact,
that is bad news.
my own family was infected until I fixed it.
Not the one you were inviting me to. Because we had I got there with no mac and cheese,
I fixed it. But yeah, I mean, it's a problem. So if you are one of those people, help your family out. Get some mac and cheese.
Jake, didn't you have a similar story? Like, you had to be the one to start making mac and
I had
cheese.
to ask Dad for mac and cheese, and he's like, "Why?"
crazy.
And I was like, what do you mean, why?
Yeah, it's a staple,
It's
man.
Mac and cheese. It slaps.
the best side ever.
Yeah, it's the center
So,
middle
yeah.
of the defense. What more do you need?
All right, so if things are going well on Saturday, it's Friday, we are doing what to the run?
We have stopped it.
What's another word for stuff? Stuff the run. The linebackers are the stuffing because they are
like
stuffing the run.
Bro, you really have thought about this all
No,
day.
that one I actually just thought of when we were sitting here.
I like that one though.
That was a good one.
What would you guys say is like the most surprising room? If you went back to August 1st with what you know now and you were telling yourself the story of the season, what room would you be like, wow?
It's a negative surprise for me.
Well, that's not where I'm going.
I would probably say the linebackers.
That's insane. I would too.
Okay, I was going to say the edge rushers.
Oh, that's true.
So, green bean casserole. Sneaky underrated. In my opinion, the best thing at Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
That's the edge rushers.
That's the best thing at Thanksgiving to you?
Yeah.
You have a weird Thanksgiving, my
I'm going to
friend.
hold my comments to myself.
I actually like it. But
Man,
best
y'all
is-
are
It's
weird,
not a
bro.
star though.
It's
not a star. It's
it's-
background singer.
It is. It's got, it's my plate is full with other things, and I'm like, I got a little
space
spot
right there.
here.
You just don't go back for seconds of green bean. When you go for your second plate, that green bean casserole will not make it back on the second plate.
My second plate is going to be stuffing, cranberry sauce,
I got to think of something for cranberry sauce.
yams, and mac and cheese.
Now, let me tell you this. I'm going out on a limb here because I saw your reaction to Chef Carl Solomon, and I also see your wardrobe, which means to tell me I 100% believe that you and I agree. If the cranberry sauce doesn't have the can ridges on it, it ain't cranberry sauce.
That's not cranberry sauce.
It has to have where it came out the can and you got the ridges. See, ridges.
I got to make sure, actually, because my grandma's not going to be there, and her and I are the canned cranberry people in our family. So I got to make sure that someone's taking care of that. I got to call my mom as soon as we're done here.
You might want to get on that.
Yeah. I truly like both.
I do too.
I love the OG, with the like you just mentioned. But my mom also makes her own, and it's really good.
Oh wow!
The ridges,
you got to.
Yeah,
that's legit
for sure.
Yeah,
the ridges are a guide, right? Right where to cut it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I haven't really fucked with that stuff in years.
So do you do real cranberries?
Yeah, real cranberries.
Oh.
Well, my family does both, so you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, mine does too.
Both
but
are good.
The canned stuff has been X'd out for me for a long time.
Last time I did it, I took a slow-mo video of it just popping out.
This is,
for the internet.
And the internet loved it.
They did.
Yeah, internet crazy about stuff like that. Jake, when you talk about surprises, edge rushers, you remember I interrupted and said the surprise thing for me this year was actually a negative?
Yeah.
So I'm going to assign Pepto-Bismol to this because it is something we absolutely have to loosen up. And I'm telling you, y'all remember back in August.
It's crazy.
Back in August, I just knew we were going to have a 1,000-yard rush on this team, even with the prolific passing of Shedeur Sanders, because I thought we were going to be so ahead in the third quarter that the fourth quarter, we're just running the damn ball.
Yeah.
And we have got to unstop this run game, man. Like, there's some blockage there. And so
That's a good one.
I wanted to get loose. I need something. I need something to push this out. Let's get this thing flowing, man. This is the last game at Folsom Field.
Maybe some Metamucil.
Yeah, something, man. Let's get something going. Break the dam. Get something. Just you gotta loosen it up.
Yeah.
I'm tired of pushing it.
Fair enough.
All right, that's the end of that segment.
Wait. I feel like cranberries needs to be assigned. I was thinking, it's kind of the last thing that goes on your plate. Mm-hmm. It's super important, but no one has. I don't know. No one pays that much attention to it. It's just you got to have it. Yeah. Special teams.
I like it.
Special teams is the cranberries.
I like it. Do you lay your cranberry on top of the turkey because you're out of space, or does it have its own space on the plate?
Honestly, everything on my plate can have some cranberries with it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be more like gravy then?
What do you mean?
Gravy.
Would the special teams be gravy because
That's-
it goes there? That's fair too.
That's fair too.
Because you can literally just dump that on your plate and you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Great presser by Mate today too.
Yeah, that was fun.
And
huh?
Mata.
Was
Yeah,
he
they
cooking?
they both cooked. They were both so damn relaxed and just at home. And
There was 4 of us there.
Yeah. Yeah, that maybe had a lot to do with it.
The blizzard,
Yeah.
Blizzard, man.
They toughed it out.
I mean, no, I'm not even.
I love when this panel takes the wheel of Jake to even respond. Like he's about to punch back. He's like, you know what? They're just going to hit me harder. Like
I'm done.
it's not going to stop unless I stop.
Big 12 picks. The whole conference is playing. It's the
Yeah.
last weekend of the regular season. There's 2 games tomorrow, including or Friday, including Colorado. We'll get to Colorado last, but we start with this one, and I don't think we need this. This isn't even factored in anything at all. Utah at UCF.
Nothing. Means nothing.
So then Golden Knights are 9.5-point favorites at home. Anyone know who Utah's playing at quarterback?
I don't, but give me UCF at home just because it's the don't matter game.
9.5 though. Are we picking against the spread?
We always do.
Okay, just making sure. Covering 9.
I still do it.
All right, I'll take Utah to cover and lose.
I'll take Utah to cover and win on the road.
I'll take the Golden Knights.
What's the motivation for that, Scotty?
Kyle Whittingham It could be his last game ever coaching the Utah Utes.
I knew you had an angle. I knew you had an emotion. Just a little emotional nugget. That's why I had to ask. Like, because I'm sitting there thinking, man, this shit is over. Like, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
I knew he had an
Could
angle.
be his last one ever, and they're going to definitely go out right for their coach, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Scotty just changed my mind. I'm picking Utah.
Okay. I'm not changing.
Kansas. Those damn Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah.
They hit the road, and they're going to Baylor.
I'll go first. I mean,
I didn't even tell you the line.
give me the line.
It's wild. Kansas Jayhawks are 1.5 point favorites on the road.
Irrelevant line, 1.5 points. I am going to take the Jayhawks. They didn't come all this way to not get bowl eligible. They're going to find a way to make it into a bowl and beat Baylor, which I think will be a challenge. But, man, they are playing like a team that could have won this conference if they didn't fuck around for the first half of the season.
Yeah. I was going to lean Baylor just because it's hard for me to go for somebody to beat me. But I also have to acknowledge their record is not indicative of who they are. And the more they win, they actually look better than they are, which means we don't look as bad losing to them. So I'm going to flip it to going for Kansas on the road because they are a good football team.
They are.
Yeah, I like Kansas as well. I mean, they're rolling right now. They got to be one of the hottest teams in college football. I mean, over the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, I would think so. Jalen Daniels got his swagger back a little bit. I like the Jayhawks on the road.
Well, I'll pick the team that's been hotter over the last 5 weeks then, because they're on a 5-game winning streak. Give me the Baylor Bears at home as dogs.
I love it. Jake out there by himself. I love it.
Next, we have West Virginia traveling to Texas Tech. We need this one. We need West Virginia to come through.
No, we need Texas Tech to come through.
Okay, we need Texas Tech to come through. They're 3-point favorites at home.
Yeah, give me Tech. I don't even know if they have tortillas in West Virginia, so they might be a little caught off guard.
I would absolutely not pick against something we need. So
Yeah.
give me what we need.
Same, I got Tech as well.
Also, I've been pretty low on West Virginia all year, so I'm not changing up there at all.
I'll also take Tech. What's the name of this game? Arizona State at Arizona.
Territorial Cup?
Yeah, give me what we need.
The Territorial Cup is in Tucson this year. The Sun Devils are traveling down there, and they're 8.5 point favorites on the road.
We need Arizona to win this one. Look, this is prime rivalry stuff.
Yeah,
You're Arizona. Everyone's counted you out. They think that you're done. You're ready to lay down and give up. All of a sudden, there's a trophy on the line. There's pride on the line. I've watched enough college football to know that Arizona plays their best game of the season on Saturday, and they find a way to play spoiler to their good friends from Tempe.
Love it.
I'm picking the Sun Devils. You did something. I just got an alert for it. I don't know what you did.
I pressed some buttons.
I'm picking the Sun Devils. They're just the better football team. They have the better coach.
I'm going with the Sun Devils as well. I agree with a lot of what you said, RK. I think this will be a close, tight game throughout with, Sam Leavitt making a play late. Sun Devils coming out with a win.
Okay. You picked.
I'm with what we need. I'm not even going to play with the mojo. I'm just going to simply state we're going to win, and what we need to happen is going to happen on Saturday.
All right.
That's my bet.
Next, this game doesn't matter. TCU traveling to Cincinnati. TCU are 3.5 point favorites on the road.
Give me the Bearcats.
How did TCU get to 7-4? They've been hooping lately?
They can put up points.
What's Cincinnati's record?
4 of their last 5 they won.
Cincy's
TCU.
5-6. Cincy's fighting for a bowl game here.
Yeah, give me Cincy to clinch a bowl
too.
game. Yeah, I think the motivation to clinch a bowl game compared to somebody else who already has one at home, give me Cincinnati.
Yep.
I agree. Give me Cincy.
I don't think Cincy can score enough points to beat TCU. I'm taking the Horned Frogs.
Jake's on an island today.
Yeah, he's contrarian.
More ways than
Such
one.
a contrarian.
K-State, Farmageddon, boys. Traveling to Iowa State.
It'll be a good game, man.
This will be a great game. This one's, I think, on the afternoon on Saturday. Cyclones are 2.5 point favorites at home.
Isn't Armageddon another term for like the end of the world?
It is.
Yeah.
What is that? How does that work here?
Corn's
Just
just
because it
flying
rhymes
everywhere.
with
There's tractors
farm.
and
Yeah,
the
it's
twisters
Literally
and shit.
just because
like,
it rhymes and sounds cool.
Yeah, they're picking up the barn with the tornado and all that.
Cows
Cows
flying
are
by.
just, yeah. That's
Is that how you imagine Armageddon?
That's how you imagine
That's how I imagine Farmageddon.
All right. I don't like that name. Just putting that out there. And also give me Kansas State by a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Buffs need an Iowa State loss, and I think Kansas State's the better team anyway. So give me Kansas State for sure.
Of all the things that the Buffs need to happen on Saturday, this is the one that I'm most confident in.
Yeah, same.
I'll take K-State, too. I think they're the better football team.
You know where I stand. I need what I need.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's going to pick against it. Well, maybe Scotty. I don't know. Houston at BYU. Cougars are 13-point favorites at home. They are reeling lately. Houston is they're hot and cold like on a drive-to-drive type of timing.
Yeah.
It's not even game-to-game. So we need them to really get hot and stay hot against BYU because we need this one badly as well.
For weeks, BYU was rolling down the road, and it kind of seemed like, are the wheels getting a little loose here? They're struggling with Oklahoma State. They're struggling with UCF. They're struggling with Utah. And then finally it happened. Yep. One wheel rolled off. And I'm going to say that now all the wheels roll off, and they, slide into the median.
Give me Houston.
All right, Houston.
I'm going with the Fifth Ward boys, Houston, Texas, Port Arthur, Michael 5,000 watts. All the great legends of rap in Houston. In the words of Notorious B.I.G., I'm not from Houston, but I rap a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Get up on that game.
Our game. Oklahoma State's coming here Friday morning, 10 a.m. The Colorado Buffaloes are 16-point favorites.
And when you look at the numbers we discussed earlier, we should be. They give up a lot of damn points, and we are capable of scoring 31-plus a game anyway. Without somebody helping us.
Yep.
This could get ugly for them.
Give me the Colorado Buffaloes, 51.
Ooh. Wow.
Oklahoma State Cowboys, 21.
I will go give me a blowout, but not like Colorado scores a lot. They just completely neutralize Oklahoma State. Give me like 35-3 Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one too.
Give me the Buffs winning 41-17.
All right.
I'm with RK on this one. I'm adding in final game at Folsom, some emotional stuff that Scotty likes to identify. I'm also adding in senior night, for our guys here last time.
Senior morning.
And so, senior morning. I'm going with 56 points by Colorado and give me 17 Oklahoma State.
Love it.
56-17.
I think it was Cam who posted just like last game in Folsom with like teary kind of eye emojis or something along those lines. And it's just cool thinking back on the narrative of like, oh, yeah, Coach Prime's just bringing in all these hired guns. They don't even care about the name across the chest or anything like that. They're just coming in here to collect NIL, and they have no school pride.
They're wearing Shedeur Sanders logo on their helmet.
Yeah, that type of shit that started when Coach Prime got here. And it really brought it full circle to see Cam say that like playing at Folsom really means something to him, which it does. And hopefully he's getting the Buffalo Heart Award handed to him at the end of this game because I think he deserves it. But just it is like this is a kind of an emotional thing.
Absolutely.
Seeing this chapter kind of come to an end here.
Yeah, I'm looking. Of course, our offense is going to score, but I'm looking for at this game. Not only does special teams take one to the house with Wester, but I'm looking for a defensive pick six too. I think all phases is going to contribute to this 56 points.
We need the Travis pick six. Yeah. The one thing we haven't gotten in these 2 years from him.
I know. Crazy.
Folsom will literally explode.
Try him, Alan Bowman. Please, just do it for us. It's like Todd Helton's last game as a Colorado Rocky. He went up there for his first at bat, and I swear that other team's pitcher just threw him just a little batting practice fastball. He knocked it out of the park. Come on, Alan Bowman. It's his last game at Folsom. Throw him a little batting practice fastball.
Solid. Come on.
You've already thrown 9.
Come on.
He's thrown a lot more than that.
12, I think.
Yep. All right, Super Chats. East Coast Kev is first. He says, have a safe and blessed holiday, Colorado family. Can RK hook me up with a Black Friday Toyota deal?
No.
Just DM at Ryan Koenigsberg on Twitter, and he'll get back to you. East Coast Kev.
I got to get Jake taken care of too first so he can drive through these blizzards.
DJ Flame to you. What's up, my man? He says, what's up, gents? F them Chiefs. Nice meeting y'all at the tailgate. The bet was worth it, win or lose. I believe. Sorry I missed you at the tailgate. Jack Stack is like that. And lastly, Sco Buffs.
Sco Buffs. Hey,
good to meet you.
I love it.
DJ, my guy. Yes, sir.
I have a message. Do you want me to wait till the end or say it now?
How long? What? Sure.
I'm going to say it at the end.
Okay. Eric with the super chat. What are your opinions on a new conference rival now that the season is almost over? Everyone's our conference rival.
Absolutely. It's actually facts. Is there any team? Texas Tech was pretty spicy.
I say, again, I've kind of been on this way, but I feel like K-State just makes sense. Like, and they got a young quarterback who will be there for at least next year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're a good program, well coached.
Unless he transfers to Ohio State, like person before him.
Yeah, I think going into next year, Jake. I don't know the rotation of who we play and who we don't play, but I think the way the games happened, that Kansas State lost because we had to lead 3 or 4 minutes left, and then just totally getting our ass kicked in Kansas. I think there is either Kansas rivalry that we're going to be looking forward to those games for years to come.
Yep, they had the border war, right? That's what it was called. With Kansas and Mizzou.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that was called.
That's what it's called.
That was on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have that anymore now that Missouri's in the SEC, so why don't we just flip the borders?
Yeah, we need to. I think that one's going to mean something to people as the years go on because they both got us.
Yeah, it's got to be a team from Kansas or Texas because those are the games that the opposing fans get extra fired up to play Colorado.
That's true. I'll take K-State over Kansas. Kansas doesn't – I didn't feel anything from their fans.
DeFeo Boutique says, +1, Jake. Green bean casserole is elite. Green beans are the assistant coaches bringing strength to the table. Cream and mushroom soup are the trainers holding everything. And the crispy fried onions are none other than Ben Finnesseth. DeFeo Boutique knows ball.
Bro, you definitely wrote that.
Yeah.
You sent it in.
No, you texted it to him. Facts. You said, send this in. Exactly as I say it.
Y'all are wild. Bryce with the super chat says, despite all of Jake's interesting Thanksgiving takes today.
Is that my boy Bryce?
No. New Mexico red chili is the greatest take of all time, Sko Buffs. Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, yes, I'm excited for that, man. I haven't even told my dad. He's going to be extra fired up about that.
Girls Club, which is a $5 super chat. There's nothing attached. Does she have anything? Shout out Girls Club.
Appreciate it.
Real homie. Huh? Oh, okay. Keaton says, I love that you all put in the work and provide so many stats and facts. DMVR knows ball. Yes, sir.
Ball knows us.
That has been, not that we didn't have it before, but Scott's really added some seasoning when it comes to the stats.
That's why I like this guy, man.
Yeah. Love, brothers. Appreciate that.
Borderline racial, but I'll allow it.
Okay. Whoa. No, it was not.
No, the intent was not. But,
okay.
Black guy added seasoning. I mean, it's just saying.
Add more seasoning to your food, regardless of your race.
Hey, I'm dead. Because I didn't even hear you say seasoning. I'm like, where the just get that from? But now I hear it. Yeah, I hear that.
Scotty's brought more seasoning. I'll allow it, but you're on thin ice now, buddy.
That's crazy.
You're crazy, dog.
Big Teasy with the super chat. Big Teasy in the house. Did you hear Coach Prime theory on why 12 was dropped from the Thorpe? It's the same date as another award, and they know he can't attend both.
Oh,
Don't want absentee
the theory is
award.
that he wouldn't show up.
Oh, give me a...
That's lame.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're supposed to do, and that's award the best defensive back in college.
Right.
I hate it here, bro.
Just do your job.
Yeah,
why are you worried about if he might show up?
Yeah, particularly if you didn't call him and ask him.
That's such a great point, though. These stuffy people who run these award ceremonies are like, well, he's not even going to show up.
I know. They're the worst.
Oh, I'm pissed now.
Here's a Girls Club. She just says, one time for the DMVR Buffs bus for taking the squad to and from safely. Absolutely.
Amen.
Shout out Kenny
Highways, bro.
Kenny Highways.
Actually
Absolute
MVP of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He added seasoning. And I meant that racially.
That's UNCLE.
NEELY.
Michael with the super chat. This is Happy Thanksgiving, Unc, Scott, RK, Jake, and the entire DMVR team. Sko Buffs.
Sko
Hell
Buffs.
yeah.
Sko Buffs.
Happy holidays to you, bro.
Squad.
Oh, my goodness. DeFeo Boutique with a $100 super chat.
Sheesh.
Jake, don't let them do you like that. I know we don't ever want to look ahead. What does that mean?
Look ahead.
Look ahead. But I hope to meet the squad at Houston next year. Sko Buffs.
Let's go.
DeFeo Boutique knows ball.
At Houston, man, that's going to be a time.
That's for sure on the schedule, on the road.
I think so, yeah.
That'd be live.
Kimberly Nash Williams, it's not a super chat, but she wants you to know the cranberry sauce is an accessory, not a side.
True.
That's fair.
Okay.
True. Big Teasy.
Although the amount I have on it on my plate,
it's probably
it might as well just be a side.
Big
You should just
TG.
eat out the can.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like outranking green bean casserole in terms of total weight on my plate.
As it should.
That's insane. Big Teasy's back. Big Teasy in the house.
Big T.
Says, with these food choices of Jake, I truly understand why you didn't come to JSU homecoming. No green bean casserole or pumpkin pies.
I know you didn't want to read that out loud.
I'm sending that dude a super chat. Like,
That's wrong.
Big T.
I gotta say this. I gotta stand up for my guy a little bit here. Jake actually has like pretty cultured food taste.
No.
No.
All right.
No, I don't.
See, you can't even stand up
No,
for
you
him
can't
without
help him.
him just having an attitude
do you remember
about
I
it.
sent him the top 10 reasons I love him list and he shit on it?
Yes.
Like, you can't do anything for him.
Hey, I want to see that. How long ago was that?
Let me try and find this.
Oh no, you're gonna get. This is gonna be crazy.
He didn't give me a thumbs up, Scotty. Like, it was nothing.
That's
Left
wild.
me on red.
You put in the time and effort and the thought to let him know how you feel about him. And he just
10 reasons. Got nothing in response. I guess it wasn't season enough.
Oh
my god.
When was this?
He's actually looking for it now.
There's no time for this, bro. There's no time for this.
This is another super chat from Ijoma Barbecue. Sorry if I didn't say that right, but $1.99 super chat. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Man. You guys.
When was this though?
It was a while back, man.
Are we done?
No, I want to find this.
All
now.
right,
Just
Well, you
type
look
in
for that.
love in the search. I'm sure
I
we
want
don't
to see
use
the
that word a lot.
love that you guys. I want to share the love that you guys supposedly. Give
Bro,
me.
I literally just said you had cultured food taste and you didn't accept it.
He said nope.
I already knew that though. I don't need you to
I know
tell.
that you know that. I was just putting on for you for the chat. All right, let me cook for a second here.
Cook.
This week, I have noticed hell creeping back in just a little bit. I have not noticed enough belief that the two things that Colorado needs to happen to make the Big 12 championship game are going to happen. It feels like a lot of people are already talking about, the bowl game or this, that, and the other. And that is hell creeping in, even if you don't notice yet. We have to let go of hell. We have to believe that these things can happen. We have to manifest the energy that those teams are going to lose. Remember, you essentially just need 2 out of 3 to lose in terms of BYU, Iowa State, and Arizona State, or you could have the combination of BYU losing and Texas Tech winning. Mm-hmm. This is college football, man.
Yep.
Crazy stuff happens every week. We need 2 little mess-ups by teams that are going to be under tremendous pressure going into this weekend for Colorado to get back to where we believe they deserve to be, which is in the Big 12 championship game. I need to feel more belief that we can get that done, and I truly believe that it is going to happen. So get with me.
I found the list.
Let's get it.
Is this problematic?
No,
Okay, good.
I thought it was
this is actually Jake's full credit list.
Full credit.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We were having a conversation about leaving, and then I didn't even say anything. And Unc just says, "At least Jake won't be cranky, not like we're leaving at 5 a.m." And I said, "Someday you're gonna have to actually give me credit." And then he gave me a top 10 credit list.
off the fly.
Yeah, number 1, best stat man ever.
Oh,
Number
some
2,
shooting.
number 2, knows ball.
This seems really nice.
Number 3, knows which ads for which show.
Huge. Full credit.
Number 4, crankiest guy when there's nothing to be cranky for.
Look,
little shade.
it's a backhanded compliment, but it's factual.
Number 5, loves the chat.
Hey.
Number 6, hates the chat.
Both things can be true.
Number 7, loves to sleep.
Also factual.
Number 8, drinks Red Bull before bed.
We've seen you do that.
Number 9, best haircuts.
Let's go, man. That was a really nice
That's a good
list,
one. That's
man.
like an elite compliment.
If
Number
someone
10, tightest pants.
It's not even true.
Do you guys see what I do? You see now?
This is crazy. This is not a
thumbs.
No. This is. Do you see what I deal with?
I appreciate the. I appreciate the time you put into that. Thanks for the thoughts. I mean, nothing.
Because immediately after you said that, RK, you go, you'll have to excuse him, Monk. He's cranky right now. Great news for the chances of him not being cranky at this exact time 24 hours from now. I actually wasn't. I was just driving to Boulder this morning, and I get there, and I see all this. And then I just go, you guys suck.
That's crazy. He just said you 10 things he likes about you, bro.
I tried.
Number 10 was hilarious. I'm not going to lie.
I extended the olive branch. And my hand was smacked.
I'm dead.
It's true.
Dog.
It happens.
The Red Bull before bed was legit, though. Like,
yeah.
It worked.
I'm so sleepy, man. Give me a Red Bull. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
Can I say something,
I love
too?
this show.
What's up?
Exactly a year ago today, 365 years.
Whoa, we're going back to the Stone Age.
365 days ago today, me and my pops drove 18 hours from Chicago, Illinois to Denver, Colorado.
Hell yeah.
Man,
to begin
look
this
at a year later.
journey out here. And yeah, a year later, I'm sitting up here with you fine gents who I really love, Unc, Alyssa as well. And I'm just on the eve of Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful that I'm here with y'all, that Buff Nation as well is kind of taking me in and showing me a ton of love. So I just felt like I should say that on the year anniversary of my time here in Colorado. It's been dope.
My friend, with that was like Peggy's birthday. I'm looking this way so I don't cry.
Nah, for real.
Doesn't mean I'm turning my back to you. I just don't want to cry.
Love y'all.
Man, a year, that's dope. And
That is crazy.
Again, man, great meeting your parents last week, man.
Yes.
Outstanding. I think I mentioned to the chat last week, but I'll say it this time. I did ask his dad how long he's been doing the pockets, and his dad said that's a Colorado thing.
Yeah.
So shout out to 1 year anniversary of
Honestly,
pockets.
yeah, it's been a year of the pockets.
I guess
true.
the move here, you like, damn, I need
For
more
real.
pockets.
No, for real.
Colorado have a lot of shit to carry.
I've said this a million times on the podcast, so I won't go too deep into it, but I always say the best part of the Prime era has been the people that it has brought into our lives. And Scotty, I'm glad you're a part of that as well.
Absolutely, man.
Bro, squad.
And your pockets.
All right,
Nope. We still have more super chats.
let's go. More super chats. That's exactly what I wanted.
Big Beats Franklin says, super random. Unc, I'd love to see a Coach Kelly interview. He seems to be one of those OGs with a wealth of wisdom, like a good Baptist deacon.
He certainly is, man, and I could make that happen. We've done a couple of practice interviews, mostly during fall camp. But David Kelly, DK, is the general manager for the team. And when y'all talk about positive vibes of what we need to happen, in his blessing of the meal today, he turns to the Lord and says, Lord, you told us to pray boldly, to ask for it like it already is. I know you got us Saturday in those other games.
Definitely.
We're gonna do our part Friday morning, and I know you got us Saturday.
You got that recorded?
Yeah.
I need that. I need the people to see that.
I'd love to talk to Coach Kelly, too, though.
Yeah.
That'd be a great one.
You can lean on that thermostat and just kind of feel his vibe, and you're gonna find yourself going, talk to him, coach. That's good coaching.
Freedom Genesis says, Jake, I got you back. Whatever. Leave my dude alone. Love you, Jake. Thank you, Freedom.
We also love you, Jake. Love you so much. I want you at my family's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Double blessed
I love you
twin
so
mom
much I
says.
accepted.
That's true.
Double blessed twin mom says she loved Alyssa's laugh. I guess your laugh is picking
Shout
up.
out.
It is too. It kind of reminds me of like in a show, and like you just hear the crowd in the background laughing.
Big Teasy with the super sticker. Big Teasy in the house. Pair character doing a classic mic drop. And that's how we're going to end the show.
Love it. Oh, una más.
Oh, one more from D. Feo Boutique. I believe I said this maybe a year ago. Coach Prime got me interested in CU. DMVR got me invested in CU. And at this point, investing. That's amazing.
That.
Thank you.
Truly
love it.
Remember, free tailgate. Benson Field.
Which field is Benson? Talk to me like I'm 3 years old.
All right. Here's Folsom.
Yep.
Here's Franklin Field.
Yep.
Here's a street.
Yep.
Here's Benson Field.
Know exactly where it is. You can't miss it. That's easy to find.
Yep. Yeah.
Because Folsom runs right into Colorado.
Yep.
And it's going to be right there.
On the other side of Colorado from where Franklin is.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys there. All free. It's going to be awesome. It's the customer. It's the fan appreciation. The diehard appreciation tailgate, man.
Let's go.
What is the bus park up there? Will it be visible?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Last minute.
Unless
super
you
chat.
know, unless you can talk to some of those security guards up there.
We can try to work something. I was just trying to visualize where it would pull up at.
Yeah, I think it's going to drop us off and then go find a place to hang until after the game.
Gotcha.
This is disrespectful, TZ.
Uh-oh.
This is Jake, you my horse, even if you never win a race, my guy.
Wow.
See, that is teasy. Take it from the guy who gave him a top 10 list. That is such a damn compliment. That means I'm ride or die. I'm with you. I know you're a loser, but I'm going to be with you like you're a winner.
I might steal that. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, fuck that. I'll be my own horse. I know I'm gonna win.
You can't compliment the guy, man. You can't help him.
He F-bombed us out of here.
All right, we'll see
Happy
you guys
Thanksgiving.
Friday after the game. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving with your families. And let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.